This is Reed Dusher. Did I say the last name correctly?
Yeah, close enough. It's
Say
like so.
Deutscher?
Ducksher.
Ducksher.
There you go.
Yeah, Reed Ducksher, who is the manager of the. I mean, you name it, man. Just brag about it. It's cool. You're in good company.
I mean, we'll start with Mr. Beast, I guess. That's usually what people lead with, right? Yeah.
Who?
40. I don't know. He's at 46 million. I think as we're recording this podcast, might change by the time it gets uploaded. Preston, 15 million.
Love him.
Our company also represents ZHC. I think he's around 16 million.
Yeah.
Matt Stoney, another 15 million. We kind of specialize in that like 10 to 30 million subscriber range.
Yeah, and your company is known as Night Media.
Night Media, yeah.
Spell it.
NIGHT.
Night-
Definitely not a K. Please no K.
Not a K.
Yeah.
Okay. For the longest time, I pictured it was a K, and you were like there with your cape and your
Nah.
jousting, ready to go.
It really. So Preston came up with the name. I called him one day. This was like 4 years ago. I was like, "Yo, I need a name for my company."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Just name it something like stupid and like easy, like Night."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, Night."
good.
And he's
Night
like, "All
Media.
right, roll with it."
It's like Captain Sparkles.
Yeah. I wish there was a cool story around it. I always wear black, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what people say. Oh, it's Night because he always wears black. But
Yeah.
like, definitely not the case. Not
Yeah.
a good story behind it.
Yeah, it's like Captain Sparkles. Before that, he was known as Pro Stone Talk, and he said, "I just want to pick something quick and easy." And Captain Sparkles came up, and that's what he was. I think C Nanners was the one that told him to change it. Either way, also you are now a co-host of my favorite podcast this year in creator economics, which is something that we cover here on the podcast, is not to the depths that you guys have gone, and obviously the insight that you have, and obviously Blake, your co-host there. I have my own history with him as well because of the whole Optic thing, and we have our own history together because of the Optic thing.
I want to hear about. I didn't know you and Blake had a history together.
We do, yeah.
I had no
so
idea.
I'll run it by you quickly. Right before, or I'll say 6 months before we said yes to Infinite Esports and Entertainment and the Rangers group, we were about to say yes to Blake and his team.
Interesting.
So we went out there and I met with
Be like Dan Gilbert.
yeah,
Is
the
that-
Dan Gilbert. What is it? It's not Rocket. We were there for Rocket Fiber.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Rocket
launched.
Mortgage,
No,
right?
Rocket Fiber,
What
which
the
was
hell is Rocket
a
Fiber?
wireless fiber. If I don't know if it's public or not, but look, it wouldn't surprise anybody if it is. Internet for the whole city, wireless, the super internet, and we met with what is the name? What are the names? Give me the names of those investment groups. If
his is Ludlow.
Ludlow, Ludlow Ventures, and there was another one, Courtside.
I think that's Dan Gilbert's.
Yeah.
He has his own family office.
Yeah, okay.
So probably those two.
Okay, so we met with them, and they were about to be the investors of us. Obviously, Blake was the story has changed now,
Yeah,
right?
Imagine if that would have happened. If you guys would have went with Blake and them instead.
I know. Well, the thing
Now
that
looking back on it,
it worked. It worked perfectly because Nate Chad was able. So the story has changed now because Blake at the time when we were met him was like, "Dude, I'm a big fan of Optic and blah blah." Now it's like, "Oh, I was a big fan of Nate Chad and only Nate Chad," which is fine, Blake.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. Okay,
Dang.
obviously I'm a big fan of my little brother too. Either way, we obviously ended up saying no because of whatever fucking reasons, right?
Yeah.
And then we ended up here, but when we ended up not going with them, then obviously they still wanted to get into League of Legends, obviously really badly. And who else better than somebody like Nate Chad? And obviously look at the success that they've had.
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
super home run for them. Super proud of obviously Nate and everything that he's accomplished. But good for the investment group as well because the 100 Thieves has been fucking murdering it. So good for them. So that's my Blake Air. In fact, when I got there, one of his business partners there, managing partners there, said, "Hey, let's play a prank on Blake. Let's tell him that you have already sold your company to some other team, and we're gonna do something else." So the first thing we get there, we're in Dan Gilbert's office where he's got like the map of the topographic map of Detroit, where every roof that's orange is a building that he owns. Have you been there?
I haven't.
Okay.
No, I've never even been to Detroit. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Don't
Well,
tell Blake that. by
Okay,
the way.
you should go, and
Yeah.
he should give you the tour because it's amazing space.
Yeah, I need to.
Anyway, long story short, we told Blake, so yeah, we saw. He's like, all right, cool, we'll do something else, and he was ready to,
Sounds like
to do
Blake,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so super good. So
Interesting.
again, the Creator Economics, super good podcast. You guys are on episode number 5, I believe.
We just filmed. Yeah, so we just filmed episode 7 actually with Unspeakable Gaming, another client of ours. It really, we just wanted to give people an inside look into like what this creator community is becoming.
Yeah.
Like we think we still haven't rounded first base on what creators can accomplish over the next decade. And so that's what we really want to spotlight.
Yeah.
So it'll be a mix of, we'll start having guests on now. It'll be a mix of creators, CEOs of digital media companies, things like that. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. Obviously, the first-hand experience that you have with obviously Mr. Beast, like a phenomenon on YouTube. Not always do you. I've been on YouTube for a long time, right? Since its inception almost, like 2005, 2006. Never to this level, obviously. So to see the iterations of the FPS Russias, the CNNers, the Casey Neistats, and now the Mr. Beast as the people that own YouTube for a particular place and time. It's been PewDiePie. Let's not forget PewDiePie. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't want people to be like, "What about PewDiePie? What about everybody else?" Because every so often I come across a creator that's doing 300 million views a month, and I've never heard of him.
Oh,
and there's a lot of that.
There's ones doing 1 billion views a month you've never heard of.
Like who?
At this point, just kids channels,
Kids
right?
channels,
Have you heard of Coco Melon?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So in Ryan's World, you've obviously heard of Nikita. Like there's so many kids channels now pulling just an enormous amount of views.
I mean, Baby Shark has like 50 different language videos, and each one of those videos is at like a billion views each.
Well, and I just walked down because we have a client who has like a large assortment of toys in Target, and I was walking down like checking to see how everything was doing, and like next to it, Baby Shark had a whole section, and then next to his was Ryan's World, had a massive section, and now it's like Odd Ones Out. So it's like there's slowly becoming this island Target that's getting taken over by YouTube creators.
And I mean, we've seen that coming a mile away. Right? Like this is the whole point of me creating the toys that you see up there was to sort of get into that space right there with the Dynasty team of Call of Duty. And this is something obviously that you as a creator get to sort of take advantage of. And if you're not doing everything and anything that you can, that's your choice, obviously. Like, you don't have to. But there is a lot of opportunity out there, and we'll talk about Backbone in a little bit. And that's not why he's not here to promote this. Okay, this is my gift. I told him, put it in the middle. I want to talk about it, and I forget easily. But Guggen Squad, for example, is like one of the ones that I immediately saw an opportunity for my friends. I wasn't involved in to the level that I am now in the beginning. Actually, I was more involved in the beginning than I am now. I don't even know how to explain it. But either way, I saw a vertical on YouTube on outdoors that was underserved, but I saw the views happening.
Yep.
The day that Rob went from, at the beginning of the year, Rob Turkla, Lunkers TV, went from having 100 subscribers at the 400, exactly 400 subscribers at the beginning of the year to 500,000 at the end of the year. I'm like, holy shit, this shit's about to fucking pop. These guys are gonna be the disruptors of the fishing industry. And sure enough,
without question,
yeah. And the creator economic around there was like, they were monetizing on YouTube and the ads and all that and the sponsors and all that stuff. But when they started creating their own product in the Guggen Baits, that's when it's just like the whole empire just said.
Well, and you guys at Optic were actually ahead of this wave with Minecraft, making Minecraft servers before anyone knew there was like alternative monetization methods. You guys already had your own Minecraft server.
Yeah,
they're just
400,000 in 1 month,
right? Like now they're playing that game on the consumer product side of it. So it's interesting to see these like niche channel genres on YouTube like finally figure out there's an audience for them to sell consumer products to.
Yeah, and to be honest, and I always tell the story, is like while we were doing the whole Opticraft, we also saw the opportunity in skins, right? And it wasn't going to be one of those things where we're like behind the scenes owning something. I'm none of my business what people did what, but we were going to call it Optic Skins, and we're going to go super deep into it. We had a good team, ended up winning season 2 of E-League. Anyway, long story short, that within itself could have been a good business if people didn't get greedy and people didn't get that. Whatever, it's a learning process for everybody in the space because it's so wild. What people say that it's no longer the Wild Wild West, and I agree with it because it's a little bit more corporate and there's way more guidelines. But at the end of the day, like the explorative nature of every single creator, the entrepreneur that within them that gets sparked because you see an opportunity, has created a business like yours, has created a business like the bait business. I mean, makeup alone, brother. Like,
oh, I know.
Jesus.
Don't even get me started on makeup. The amount of opportunity in that world. But we're finally seeing it transition to some of our creators like Jimmy, where it's like, obviously he can't start a makeup company, but there is things like Backbone that we've invested in and a few others that I can't talk about right now that we'll announce in December and then again in January. Jimmy's going to announce 4 companies in the next 6 months, right? And none of them are makeup, but we're going to push into this space pretty heavily.
Into the makeup space?
No, into just consumer products, software.
Yeah.
If you guys saw Finger on the App 1, that was like our test. We're like, okay, if we launched an app, last person to take your finger off the phone wins $25K, like 1.4 million downloads in like 48 hours.
Got a call coming in.
Yeah, so it came out of the top 4. We were like, we got to call this in 72 hours, and so we called the top 4 guys, paid them $20K.
Yeah, no,
to walk away.
But somebody had it, and a text came in or something that kicked them off the app.
Oh, multiple times. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah, you got to
like
put
18 hours in.
You got to put your phone on silent or do not disturb. So also there was like people streaming on Twitch, and this guy on Twitch was saying like he was donating from Hecz and Reed, and so the iPhone would start going off, and then it was kicking people out of the game. He would donate as that name, and they'd be like, "Oh, Hecz and Reed donates $1," and then their iPhone would go off. If anyone's watching, like,
mine didn't go off.
Yeah, go to like Jimmy's Twitter. If you scroll down a little bit, he has the compilation video of all those. It's so good.
Oh my God. Yeah.